So if you're looking for an incredible waterfront lifestyle without the hustle and bustle and chaos of Wilmington and without the crowds of the Outer Banks, Swansboro, North Carolina offers it all. Everything from boating, kayaking, canoeing, fishing, to waterfront restaurants and all of the above, making it a perfect retreat for anyone that wants to live on the water without the craziness of Wilmington or the Outer Banks. But today we're discussing the pros and the cons of Swansboro, North Carolina. And let me tell you, the first pro and the most popular pro of Swansboro is the idyllic waterfront scenic lifestyle. Everywhere you go here in Swansboro, you will run into a body of water, whether it's the White Oak River, or if you go down about 20 minutes, you can be in Emerald Isle on the beaches. There's Hammocks Beach State Park, as well as Bear Island, which is the more popular beaches in the area. And so if you're looking for an area to go boating, to go, to the beaches, to hang out and have some waterfront dinner, Swansboro is an immaculate choice. And pro number 2 is that Swansboro has old school heart. Downtown, you'll run into your neighbor. If you're going out to dinner, you're probably gonna see somebody you know. You know the waitress by name, and there's tons of pride here. It's one of those look out for your neighbor type towns, and it has tons of historic charm. And so if you're from small town America and you like that feel of being neighborly and just having that small town charm, Swansboro is gonna be a fantastic opportunity to get in, get some beautiful historic downtown homes like these, be on the water, look out for your neighbor, go out to eat, go on the boat, go to church with your neighbors. That is the feeling of Swansboro. Now, pro number 3 is the affordability aspect of Swansboro. You can find homes here in the 300,000s and you're super close to the water. You can also find homes well over $1 million. But if you're looking for something affordable in the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 range, you can easily find that here in Swansboro. But it is one of the best kept secrets. So I imagine over time, it is going to appreciate and it's going to become more and more popular and prices are going to rise. With that said, restaurant prices are comparable to other areas on the coast. Grocery store prices are comparable to other coastal areas as well. And so you're not paying an arm and a leg over top of these other areas for groceries, restaurant food, homes, that kind of thing. So it is very affordable for most people in the area. And pro number 4 is safety and peace of mind. Swansboro crime rate is very, very low compared to other areas, specifically a larger city right down the road. This is a town that actually does shut down at 9:00 p.m. So if you're a family moving to the area and you want peace of mind, knowing that your kids are going to be safe in the neighborhood, knowing that you can go downtown, go out to dinner, you can walk the streets and not feel endangered, this is going to be a fantastic town for you. Like I said before, it is one of those areas that everybody looks out for their neighbor. So crime and all of that stuff being a major factor in most people's lives, it's pretty low here. And you can rest easy at night knowing that safety is paramount here. And then pro number 5 is all of the festivals and the things to do year round in Swansboro. Everything from the Mullet Fest to arts fairs and farmers markets and seafood broils, live music, the whole shebang, it's here in Swansboro. And if you're looking for a lifestyle where you can actually get out and about and enjoy your community and have fun with your neighbors and your family and go to festivals and art fairs and things like that, Swansboro is great for it. All right, now getting into the con section, and I'll start with probably the worst con first, is the susceptibility to hurricanes and floods. It's coastal North Carolina, so floods and hurricanes happen, right? But Swansboro does sit a little bit lower than some of the other areas, specifically if you travel further south to the Topsail region or Wilmington region. Swansboro is lower elevation, closer to sea level than those other areas. So yes, it's a little bit more susceptible to flooding and hurricane damage than some of those areas further south. or even further inland. So you do have to pay attention to flood zones and wind zones in this area because insurance rates tend to be a little bit higher than other areas on the coast. And con number 2 is that there's limited amenities. There's no Target, no Costco, no big box super centers like that, but you do have all of the mom and pop stores, which is what a lot of the locals love about this area. But I'll tell you what, it is not a far drive into the city of Jacksonville if you need those bigger box stores, or into Morehead City where you have a little bit more of that shopping center type deal. So while Swansboro does not have those big box stores, it does have all of the mom and pop stores that you could ever need, little restaurants, things like that, that really make it feel charming. But a quick little 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive to Target or some of those bigger shopping centers right down the road, Morehead City or Jacksonville. So it is just a stone's throw away. Now, humidity and insects, that's con number 3. It is pretty bad around here. The mosquitoes and the no-see-ums are pretty bad in Swansboro, primarily because you have all of the water, right? And sometimes if there's no wind and it's pretty stagnant, you get them more often. So my recommendation for that is to spray your lawn, treat your lawn for those mosquitoes, for those bugs, so that it's actually tolerable when you're outside and doing your thing. But I'm not gonna lie, here in North Carolina where you have humidity, 4 months out of the year, it's all over the place. So if you don't like bugs, or if you can't tolerate bugs rather, at all, then North Carolina might not be the destination for you. But if you can, then you might want to check out Swansboro. It is pretty bad with bugs, but if you spray your lawn, it can be tolerable. And con number 4, which will also trickle into con number 5, is the limited job market. It's a small town. There's not much here aside from the mom and pop stores. So if you're looking for a bigger career, you might have to travel a little bit into Morehead City, into Jacksonville, those kind of areas. Military is huge here. You do get a lot of military that live in this neck of the woods that will travel down to base, which is about 20 minutes down to Jacksonville. You do get a lot of service workers as well, and small business owners. But the majority of the businesses here are those mom and pop stores. So if you're looking for an in-person job, it's gonna be hard to find. But healthcare right down the road, it's plentiful around here. Food service, that kind of thing is plentiful around here. But if you're a business owner, it's fantastic. If you're looking for a bigger job center, it's gonna be tough. And that brings me to con number 5, which is the pressure of growth. Anytime you have a growing area, a growing population, you have pressure to grow. And that means infrastructure, that means the job market, that means so much around the area. But a lot of the locals want to keep this a small downtown feel. When you start building up and increasing the infrastructure, that becomes hard to maintain that same charming feeling. So with that said, a lot of the locals are dreading the day that Swansboro actually becomes a bigger city. I don't see it happening for a while the way that it is, but if it does, and when it does, hopefully it doesn't lose its charm. All right, guys, that's it. Let me know what you think about Swansboro, North Carolina, if you could live here, or if you'd rather look somewhere else. Guys, once again, my name is Avery Hamilton with the Legacy Group at eXp Realty. I would love to have a conversation and see how I can best help. My phone number and email address are popping up on the screen. Reach out day, noon, night. I am the one that responds to all the calls, texts, and emails, and I would love to chat and see how I can best help. Until the next video, guys, peace. See you. Bye.